Another disappointing setback. There were some things though in the game that I can take from, we can take from, and we can I believe grow from. We started out the game, I thought, in bad fashion in that we were backed up, didn't get a first down, had to punt, gave them the ball on the 30-yard line, and you can't give teams. Matter of fact, twice in that first half we gave them under 50 yards to go because of the punting game, and you can't do that in college football games. Give people short fields and expect them not to score the ball. And then later on in the game, we came out in the second half. I thought came out with purpose, got them stopped with a turnover, put the ball on the 15-yard line, and came out of there with no points, which you can't do in a football game when you're trying to win the game and build on momentum. So there were some things that were self-inflicted by us, but you take your hat off to Alabama State. They did a good job. They were prepared, did a pretty good job on us defensively, and then when they had to score the ball in position, they scored the ball. So we ended up taking it on the chin.
There's been a lot of talk of the defense not having a lot of depth this season, which could be a reason why some of the points have been racked up on y'all. Can you maybe say that it might be a factor at all this year, Coach?
Well, right now the depth is a problem because of injury. I mean, we've got a couple guys out. We've lost our third corner for the season. We've started the season without our starting free safety, Kevin Berthy. A couple injuries on the defensive line has hurt us. Injury at linebacker, losing Quindarian Barnett for the rest of the season. And so when you start getting those kind of injuries, they start chipping into your depth a little bit. But I don't see that as the reason why the point total. I thought we played better. I thought we upticked on defense. We did a better job against the run. And I thought we did a pretty good job against the pass against them. They made some passes in some crucial situations that I was disappointed in. But I thought we played better. And so I think we'll continue to play better on defense as we go. We just need to make sure that offensively that we continue the way we started and continue to get first downs, which we bogged down in the last couple of games in doing that, and have had too many 3-and-outs in a row, and that too tends to wear on your defense a little bit. But I don't attribute the points scored in this game to that, no.
Talk to us about, you just talk about 3-and-outs. Talk to us about the offensive line play so far this season. I mean, how would you describe, the way that they've been looking so far in the past couple of games, especially the 2 home games here so far?
Well, the last couple of games they hadn't played quite to the standard that they had been playing previously. That there's different reasons for that, and we've got obviously in that position too. We've got a couple guys that are dinged up, and actually got a couple guys who are playing injured in those positions. But I'm not making excuses for them. But we just have not been as efficient as we had been over on that side of the ball. We need to get our efficiency back. And right now we're in the process in everything in the program of making adjustments that we need to make so that we can give a better performance on Saturday. Even down to changing how we practice, changing some of the times of our lift, just making some changes, because if what you're doing isn't working, you need to make the adjustments. So we've been through 6 games. Some of the things that we had been doing aren't working, so we're making some adjustments right now.
Are there any changes? I mean, you just said some changes here and there. Or are there any changes, I guess, towards the approach towards, say, Mississippi Valley this week with the offense? Or is there any changes y'all?
Well, the approach is changing. I think we need to be a little bit more aggressive. I think we need to be a little bit more aggressive on first down. And so we're going to do that. We'll be a little bit more aggressive on first down, and hopefully that will help us be a little bit more efficient as an offense. And also, we need to be a little bit more aggressive on defense. I mean, there's some things in the game Saturday, some points where I thought that we could have been a little bit more aggressive, and we've addressed that, and we will be going forward.
Talk to us about, you have an in-state opponent going up against y'all this weekend, also heading out to Itabena, going against the Delta Devils. Walk us through what's something that sticks out about Delta Devils.
Well, I know that I've been here. This will be the 4th time I've played them, and I really believe they play us harder than they play anybody else, because they really get after us and they really lay it on the line for this game. And so I'm expecting no different. We're going up to their place. I'm expecting them to play with their hair on fire against us, and we need to match their intensity, and we need to match their passion in this football game.
It's a pretty cool historical matchup also with you two. You have Dr. Doom, they have Jerry Rice. Is there anything else that sticks out to you
Well,
about this matchup too?
just back in I was there at Southern as the offensive line coach back in the '80s when Archie Cooley was running there. There's a lot of stuff that people are doing today that he was doing in '86 in the passing game. People call that, they laughed at some of the stuff he did, with the stack formations. I see a lot of stack formations. Archie Cooley was doing that in 1986. I was there watching it. So I think he was revolutionary in what he did with the passing game with Bryce and Todd. And so they've got some good things in their history, yeah, no doubt.
Coach, just looking at the quarterback stats, Ponder 15 to 30 and Jalen Jones 1 of 5. I mean, do you attribute that to the defense, or are they not getting enough time?
Well, you think about how many balls did we drop Saturday? 6, 7. You take drop balls out of Ponder's thing, and he's 22 of 30. And that's therein lies. And then we've taken some sacks. Yeah, we have taken some sacks, but I told you guys, we're not the kind of football team that's going to drop back and throw it 40 times a game, 45 times a game. When that's not who we are. And if we're not efficient running the football, and we're not efficient in the play-action passing game, then we lose some efficiency on offense.
Overall record 1 and 5 right now. I mean, after losing the homecoming game, I mean, what's kind of the locker room kind of feeling like after that game?
After the game, there were some guys crying, there were some guys sad, there were some guys hurting, there were some coaches hurting, there were people in the locker room who were hurting, but that's to be expected. But this is the caveat, this is the key. Last night we went to practice. When we lined up and stretched and run, we ran hard. And we practiced last night, and they practiced with spirit. That's the key. You're going to be hurt after a game. I mean, losing is hard. The hardest thing you go through as an athlete is losing. That's the hardest thing you do. Winning isn't hard. Losing is hard. And when you've lost a couple in a row, you start reevaluating in your mind and reassessing where you are and what you could have done better. But the bottom line is, I'm not going to be down as a coach because I know we still have opportunity. And I've been doing this a long time, and the one thing I'm not going to become is overwrought with the outcomes right now, because we're trying to build to get somewhere, and we're going to get to where we're going. I mean, every week we get a little bit better at something. We get a little better. You can't, like I said earlier, you can't go in games and give people short fields and win games. I mean, Alabama State had one drive. They had one drive Saturday. Every other drive was under 50 yards. I mean, you give somebody a short field, you give them opportunity to win. And we didn't take advantage of our short field. When we put the ball in the 15, we didn't take advantage. And you got to do that. I mean, you got to do that in games if you're going to win football games.
Talking about the kicking game and everything, how would you describe Salazar's leg strength, his overall place of art? And I don't mean to pick on him, but I mean, how would you assess him so far this season?
Well, Salazar's he's been up and down this season. He had a good one last Saturday. He started out the season not so good, but he's sporadically hit field goals. I think he's gotten himself straight. That miss at the end wasn't a missed field goal, it was a botched, it was a botched hold. And but I think Salazar has good leg strength. There's no problem with his leg strength. You can see that he kicks off and kick the ball into the end zone. And he can make long field goals. He makes them every week in practice. We every Tuesday and Thursday we end up with the 32-yard line kick. That's a 49-yard field goal, because I want them to understand that every Wednesday it's kicked from one hash, and the next day it's kicked from another hash. And we do that because I want them to understand is at the end of the game we need to get the ball to 32 and we can win the football game. And so we work on that every week. And and he makes them for the most part. Once in a while he'll miss one, but all kickers do. So he just needs to stop overthinking, digging a hole, and just kick the football.
What are your concerns towards Valley?
They've got a good defense. Valley plays really well on defense. They play hard. Their kids rally to the football, and they got a quarterback who can run. I mean, he can run. He's decent throwing the football. They got a receiver who can go get the ball. And so, they present you a lot of eye candy on offense with motions and shifts and things like that. So you've got to be on your P's and Q's against them and not go somewhere you shouldn't because of what they do with the eye, as we call eye candy.
I know we've circled this before also. Confidence, what's that like right now in the locker room?
I think they're fine. I think they'll come out. We've lost games, but it wasn't because we haven't played hard. It wasn't because we haven't played to the end of games. Now, have we quite played at the level of execution and doing the things that it takes to win the games? No. But we have played hard, and I never worry about that when we come into a game on the weekend, how hard we're going to play, because I know they're going to play hard. We just got to execute on offense. We've got to make sure we make tackles on defense. We got to make sure we keep people out of the end zones on defense, and if we do that, we're going to be okay.